Being used at times is because you have grown to a place in your life where you sympathize with people who are still traumatized. You have a certain level of empathy that allows you to see that this person's pain, that this person is still bleeding on people that have not cut them. You have a level of patience that you able to endure for a certain amount of time while you be misused and mistreated. And it ain't because you don't see it. It ain't because you don't recognize it. It ain't even because to an extent you allowing it, but you're hoping over time that your love for that person, your care for that person, your how you treat that person over helps them overcome what it is that they have been doing for so long to so many people, for the cycle that they have been in over and over. Not saying that you want to enable them people or continue to enable them people. Not saying that because you have the ability to carry a weight because life has brought you to the place to be able to carry that. I have come to a place in my life where I understand that in some cases you are going to be used. It's no way around it. But I understand no weapon formed shall prosper because the minute I recognize it, I also acknowledge it. Once I acknowledge it, my daddy told me once before when I was selling dope and hustling, he said, never front out something that you can't afford to lose. And guess what? I'm never the Most High has never put me in situations where they needed to use me to an extent for a seed to be planted or a seed to be watered on to where it was going to trigger or hurt me to the point I couldn't handle it. Because even in the lesson of being used, it reminded me of a place that I once been in and the person I was to the person that came in and loved me through what it was, who it was I was until I became more of who he called me to be. You have to understand at some point you are going to be used, and then you thinking this is painful. You know, this is frustrating. This is so many different things. At some point you will be called to be used. The scriptures say that he was a sheep led to the slaughter. He was a ransom for many. Now, in this walk, in this life, and in this generation that we live in, what most people don't understand and look at, when you come to the ministry, you have become a ransom to somebody that is broken. A ransom to somebody that's in bondage, a ransom to somebody that's in captivity, a ransom to somebody that's still dealing with childhood issues, a ransom to somebody that's dealing with mama issue, that's dealing with daddy issue, that's dealing with betrayal issues, that's dealing with abandonment issues, that's dealing with rejection issue. On top of you still probably working through some of yours. You have been called to be a ransom to some of these people that are going to use you and mistreat you. They ain't in their right spirit. Notice I didn't say in their right mind. They ain't in their right spirit yet to be able to receive it. And then not only that, you may lead all the way up to a place. You know how many women, I've heard women say this more than men. I fought and fought for their relationship because the most painful thing that could happen is to see him become the man that I knew he was to another woman. In some cases, you're going to be called to be used. You may not be the person that get to enjoy what it is you endured and went through. Some of that could now let me commercial break it right there though. Some of y'all have to understand that you choosing to do that though. Some of y'all have to understand that you choosing to stay in that mess. You probably should have been gone a long time ago because you think you can change a person. Now, back on subject. You have to understand in some cases, you just called to be used. It's no way around it. It's no such thing as a perfect world. If you consider yourself to be a vessel, you have to your emotional stability, you're going to have to rely on him because people are so hurt. People are so broken. A lot of people that don't know how to communicate. So you thinking this person don't know how to communicate, but I'm going to tell you what seeds being sold. How many times you call them out on it. the conviction they'll never tell you they got, the conversations they started having with their mind in their mind that they'll never give you the credit for, something that they practice outside of you with somebody else because they remember what you said. But you will never get to maybe hear, hey, I really appreciate. They may never say that. You was just the vessel that got used to sow the seed. You have to understand in this journey at some point, you're just being used. So I started taking a lot of things personal. I took so many things personal from people that were broken. Listen to what I'm saying. Try to make it make sense to your mind to a person that you could see completely through. You know how their mama hurt them. You know how their friends betrayed them. You know how their relationship scarred them or her. You know these things. And then when that person do something outside of what you thought this person would never do to you, you don't take into account you still was dealing with a broken person. You still was dealing with a person that could not receive that kind of love on that level. At some point, you have to understand you are going to be used. I have dealt with so many people in this last year and a half. And I used to take it personal when I was not seeing the growth that I knew should have been coming from the fruit they was eating over here. I was taking it personal that you was over here. I know at my table where you was being fed to be full. And looked over there and it just seemed like, what? You did all that eating and didn't, and you still want to just sit at the table and eat. It was so many times I looked and said, how? How you was around me that long and didn't? And I can't take that personal because them people are still in a mental place where they can't receive or embrace what it is that you were actually trying to show them or tell them. They was not in the mental place to receive the kind of love you was trying to give them. They saw it again as an opportunity to leech as long as they can, to suck on you as long as they can, to get whatever they can get from you as long as they can. Not understanding, I need to shift my mental understanding to be committed to reciprocate, to be what they are to me. You could never get that because they have constantly had to be in a state of survival, a state of getting over, a state of conning, a state of manipulating. You constantly lying to people. You constantly doing all these things. And then now you thinking in your mind, this is another person I'm getting over. And the same person that you thinking you getting over, the same person you thinking you gaslighting, the same person you thinking you pulling the wool over their eye, they saw you the whole time. They were just hoping you saw it. They were just hoping you got it. And now the best way for you to be able to see that you were in a season to be used is when the separation happens, whether by force or choice. What you end up seeing is them continue on in a repeated pattern. Because when the scriptures say one plant, one water, the Most High, it say God give the increase. At some point, you have to understand you're a ransom for somebody. And you only there to plant water. And then you're planting water, and you have to understand that ain't just giving information. It's also enduring. Listen, plant, one water, the Most High get an increase. You have to understand that your planting may be enduring. You may have to be enduring something. Quit thinking it's now, even though that's an act, quit thinking it's some information that you got to give them. Quit thinking that it's somewhere you got to go with them and help them do a specific thing. Quit thinking that's what it is. Them people may just need to wake up one day and realize, I remember, man, this person right here, they were just different. The seed was sold. The seed was watered. It is on him to increase that. You taking personal what you are not in control of. And let me tell you something, one of the purest forms of love. It's loving someone where they are. I ain't saying let them run you over. I ain't saying don't have boundaries. But you take a weight off your shoulder when you say to yourself, I'm not in control of that. That's on you. That's on him. That's on her. As a brother or a sister, I hold you accountable at times when it's necessary. But what I won't cast my pearls to the swine. I won't overextend myself. I won't dish out all of this extra energy. I won't do all of these things that I know in my brain I'm thinking is going to eventually click a switch on you. No, I'll endure. I'll love you. I'll answer my phone here and there, not saying I'm going to jump to every beck and call. I'll make sure, you see me operate in the love, in the spirit of love. I'll let you see me operate in the spirit of patience, gentleness, kindness. My no's will be no's, my yes will be yes. But you have to understand, and sometimes in planting and watering, you call to endure. And if you call to endure it, you have to understand you are going to feel used. You're going to take it personal. What did my guy Jonah, what did Jonah say? I don't want to go over there with them people. I know you're going to forgive them anyway. I don't want to go over and do it. Still, I need you to go over and talk to them. I need you to go over and let them know. I'm going to do it. I ain't got no choice. You gonna put me, I ain't got no choice but to go over there. It's somebody you ain't got no choice but to talk to. Just to endure it. Whenever he feel, because the heart lay in his hand. Turn it whichever way he may. You have to understand that I took a lot of things personal. Let me tell you what happened when a believer take things personal that they ain't in control of. You're going to get frustrated with ministry. The scriptures say don't get weary while doing good. You're going to get frustrated with people, which is going to affect your prayer life when it comes to the kingdom. Because in your mind, you're going to think you ain't seeing the progress. You ain't seeing things take place to show that your laboring is doing what it should be doing. It's going to put you in a place of where you're going to get like this generation now and say to yourself, I'm just going to do me. That's the worst place for a believer to get to, because you done been taking things personally. You took the betrayal personally. You took that they wouldn't have lied on you personally. You took that they didn't reciprocate what they never had to reciprocate personally. They wasn't able to give you the emotional support. They ain't never been emotionally stable. They wasn't able to give you the financial support. They ain't never been financially stable. They ain't never been able to be there for you and be the trash, the ear for them to, you ain't never been able to go to them and to draw water when you needed to be poured into. You ain't never been able to get that from them. This was a season for you to endure and be there from them. Keep going where the kingdom is and get poured into. So now you at a place where you done took so many things personal, from friends, from family members, all the way to your job. You just done got to a place where the enemy done got in your ear and started talking to you. And what you done said is, I'm just finna do me. I don't fool with them folks. You don't want to mend no relationships. You don't want to call and talk to nobody. You quit answering the phone because you felt used. You quit texting people back. You felt like you were wasting your time. You quit going and checking on people because you felt like it wasn't worth your time no more. You get to a place of where you separate yourself from laboring on the basis of not understanding you were called to endure. You were called to that. Pray on it. Pray on it and ask, when am I released from this assignment? Because your assignment right now may be to endure something that makes you feel a way. It may be to endure something that makes you feel used. And right now you gotta be in that place. Man, and it'll help you too. It'll help you in ways you don't understand. Man, when I say, listen, I'm able to enjoy people in a different way. Just in the last 3 months, understanding that their journey is separate from me. It's their own individual journey, their own process, as well as mine. I appreciate you telling me that. I I can receive what a person's saying. I just don't like when people try to force their convictions on me. What God had you to change or fix, even though he may had you to impart a word to me, he didn't say to me in the morning, no, you just planting that seed, or you was enduring, continuing and watch me probably battle with it. It wasn't on you to wake up and beat your chest pridefully, vessel, and say, oh, I'm the one who did that. I'm the one who said that. I'm the one who pointed that out. I'm the one who helped you. If it wasn't for me, it say the Most High, it said one plant, one water, God get the increase. You did what you were supposed to do. It had nothing to do when he decided to turn it. You didn't do that. He done it. You done it. You relieve yourself of so much pressure when you could just say, that's just who, boy, that don't surprise me. But I ain't finna let what you got going on in you affect me personally. It's not gonna shock me when I get a call. It's not gonna shock me when something was it's not gonna shock me no more. I took some things personal a while ago and I never spoke on it. And I just detached myself from the person, right? I ended up getting back cool with the person, never brung it up. But I said to myself, I already knew this thing. The way they said, I already knew that. It hurt. It did. I was disappointed. But at the same time, I already knew this. So it ain't gonna take it personal. Detach myself away from things, from something that could have just grew and, got great.